don't. Right there with you.
At the coin show, were you able to pick up anything new?
I did some trading, stuff I need to get rid of and some stuff I need to pick up for customers, but it was just kind of a general deal. I didn't really do overwhelmingly good, but I had a good show. There's been times I've been down there, and
Got some big. Those are America the Beautifuls right there,
yeah,
aren't they, Rich?
yeah, they are. They're nice silver. That's a good way to get into it right there.
We're going to have to talk about, and of course we're going to have to talk about something, everybody, I just learned from the professor. That's why they call him the professor. We're going to talk about Morgan dollars today also, guys. So I guess Mrs. SSC is, hello, you're
Hi.
getting some stuff.
Yes.
So I guess you guys can move on when you want.
Okay. What do I have? I have
That
half.
is your book of gold backs.
Yes, it is.
Everybody, we're at the professors at El Reno Coin.
Now, currently, all I have is the Oklahoma gold backs.
Excellent.
That's perfect. Okay, so do I have a 5? I have a 5. Somebody's been in my gold back book and didn't put everything back the way I had it.
That guy, I feel an evil presence. It could be right here by us both.
Hey, everybody, I don't even have the mic on. Mrs. SSC's got the mic on. And I promise I'll try to keep from interrupting people.
He messed me up. There we go. Okay. All right, so I have the half, 1, 2, and 5.
Okay.
Half, 1, 2, and 5. I would like to get.
We only have 1, 2, right?
Yeah, and we have 1, 5.
And that is the daily rate. That's what we closed at.
That's what we talk about every morning, everybody. The gold back, not the weight of that actual gold, but the exchange rate of the gold back. And we're going to be talking about that.
And I've got whichever ones you need. I've got them back here, ready to go in the holders. So.
And I like these holders that you have.
Yeah, they're just currency holders, and some of them are. These are like fractional currency holders. They're just nice to keep them in.
Where do you get those at?
Oh, you can get them at any supply shop or go online. They're not real expensive at all. They're pretty affordable.
That's a 10.
Yeah, I'm just reading. I wonder who holds the patent on all of these.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You're getting a little too technical there, honey.
No, and then it says not U.S. dollar legal tender, but then it says it's a negotiable instrument.
Exactly.
I wonder where they came up with all the names. Like this one says Industria.
We may have to research that, honey.
I know.
That's something to research.
There's your next thing. Okay. So I know I want another 2 and another 5. How many ones do I have? I only have 1 and another 1. Huh?
You want some more halves? Do we have more halves?
We have a bunch of halves.
Oh, a 1 and a
2 and a 5.
Professor, what's your most popular gold backs that you're selling right now as far as the denomination of each gold back?
No question. The halves and the 1s.
Okay.
They're
affordable.
Well, I think that's just what the people that are actually using them. That seems to be the denomination that they need replenish. So yeah, it works out real good. But just hands down, halves and ones and twos.
One thing about them, the artwork on these is absolutely phenomenal. It's just crazy.
I have to look
We
at
are
these.
in a gold back transaction rate. Did I say that right? Transaction. Yeah, we're buying gold backs and some silver. So
I'm just looking at the. Oh, that's got pops. See, that's the.
that's really neat. Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
That's a 25.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Okay.
Is that which one are you
This
getting?
is the. I'm getting a 1,
Another
a 5, and a 2. Now
Okay.
I'm just looking at them to see what. Like this is prairie. You know, there's the
Right.
wagon, and that's the 1, and then the Indian. Native American.
And if people, when they're buying gold backs, Rich, some of them may already know, but you actually have to pay tax on these, sales tax, right?
I don't.
You don't have to. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anybody doing that. But I would not be a bit surprised. I haven't heard
If
of the new
eventually.
law or whatever. I really don't know. And the people that I've checked with, that's the answer I get is, well, let us check into it and get back with it. So right now, I don't really know.
Okay.
Now, I think we've got a lot of people speculating because collectible paper money is taxable in Oklahoma. Coins that are precious metal and bars that are precious metal are not taxable. So. Well, no.
Yeah, but
yeah, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
And I'm not really going to worry about it. Whenever
Until they tell you to.
Well, it's one of those things. I worked for a government agency for a long time, and whenever they get things figured out, trust me, they're going to let everybody know. I don't even honestly. Think about the digital currency. It's been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
I don't really know how all that works
Have
either.
you seen that? It's at $122,000 Bitcoin, and 2 days ago it was at 112,000.
It's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I don't do Bitcoin. That's just me. It's a personal thing.
Well, there's a lot of naysayers on these gold backs,
Yeah.
but you hold the gold in your hand.
That's right. That's the difference.
All I can say is lose your digital wallet and see what happens.
Right. It's in our hand, guys. Right there, if you can hear me. Mrs. SSC has the mic on, not Mr. SSC. That's probably a change of pace. Those are beautiful. Yes.
Okay. That's where I'm at right now.
You're
I'm
Is that
gonna
all you want? Okay, you want some silver too.
I know. But while you do that, I'm going to look at silver.
Okay.
So
You go right ahead.
you want the mic?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, you're here. Really?
But he
bought all the CCs, huh?
I had 64 Mint State 63s,
wow.
different dates. I had a 78 CC and a soft pack that was a very expensive coin. And he's a CC lover. He came in. He says, "Today's the day," and I don't know if he hit the lottery, won a jackpot at the casino, or he just been saving up for Christmas. I don't know, but I'm CC poor right now. So.
Well, I know somebody's got plenty of them. I'll bring them in and we'll evaluate them.
Yeah, I need to replenish on those.
So Mrs. SSC is looking for some, whether it be just 999 silver and numismatic. And, she'll find one, of course. So while she's looking, Professor, with the massive roller coaster ride that we've been going through on silver, I figured just this year, a 58% increase in silver price from January 1st through the current rates. Gold at 42.5%. And just this week, I think silver went up 15% by the end of the closing. If it rockets over 50, 55, when is your quit date? When you quit buying silver, or are you going to quit? Are you going to?
I don't think we do quit. I think the question that people need to ask themselves, instead of people like me, is just a common sense question, because we can all ask ourselves this same thing. Whenever it was pretty high the last time I thought about buying it, should I have bought it? And then think about right now today. And the answer is going to be, yeah, buy it, put it back. It's like any other investment. Don't plan on buying it today and selling it next month. Plan on buying it as an investment and putting it back. And that should simplify things, because I've heard people say they think it's going to go up to $400 or $500. I'm a little skeptical of that.
Yeah.
But
excuse me for interrupting,
no,
but is 100 unreasonable?
I don't honestly think that's unreasonable. The first of the year, I would have been giggling to myself a little bit, thinking, I don't think it's going to hit 50. I'm not so sure we don't hit 50 by January 1 of 2026, if not over that. It's already teetered right around, 49. What's a dollar? And if you look at gold, the projection on gold in 2024, it was the catchy little phrase everybody was using, 25 and 25, talking about it being 2,500 in the year 25. Well, they only blew that by about $1,300, because it's $3,800, right
Yeah.
now. So
Over 3,800 too.
we really don't know. We just don't know. But I would never tell anybody, if you are planning on buying silver, don't wait. Get it now and hang on to it. Just don't think it's going to be a quick turnaround, because there's people out there that bought some at the first of the year and they waited 2 or 3 months and they made $100. Whoop-de-doo. Hang on to it for 10 years and make yourself a couple of $1,000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better than a CD.
Yeah. We know some people that have that kind of silver that they've been stacking for 15 years,
Right.
that they bought it cheap.
Yeah.
And now it's worth a lot more. But then once you sell it, you don't have it. So,
well, you don't. And I'll give you a quick personal example of kind of how I do silver and gold. Myself, before I ever had a shop or was doing any of this, on bullion, not numismatic coins, but on bullion, I bought bullion, and whenever it went up to a point, 5, 6 years, whatever, or we had a good year like this year on gold, if I had 10,000 invested, then I kind of, mulled it over, and I might sell down to 10,000 again. So I got my investment still, and then I take the money and do whatever. Go on, like you guys were on vacation.
Yeah.
Go on vacation.
yeah.
Or I might take it and buy a numismatic coin or whatever.
Right.
Put it in the emergency fund when something happens. But that way,
something will always happen.
it will. And here's the thing: you still have your initial investment. It's just smaller amount because you cashed some of it out. That help. I don't know that that's any kind of economic or financial advice that anybody else would be given, but that's a personal thing for me, and it works out pretty good. And then whenever things take a dip, I've got some cash here to rebuy something if I want to.
So what tell us real quick. Let's just show you Mrs. SSC. Last week, did you buy more silver or did you sell more silver, or was it about equal?
Well, I'll say this. Last week, I had the WD-40, the hinges on the door, and it really, honestly, I know there's a lot of dealers out there that I talk to that they say, man, we just can't afford to buy it all. And I've got some that say, hey, man, we sold a bunch. It was a good week. I don't know if it's my location or what, but mine is almost even. I mean, I got a lot of guys coming in that have had it for a while and they think, man, this is high as it's been. Let's get rid of it. So they're cashing in on at least some of their investment. And then I've got a lot of people that come in and their thoughts is let's get on the train because before it leaves the station and get some. And they're both good points. I mean, if you've had it for 20 years and you're going to double your money, why not?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and so if you really, here's what we got to do. We got to look at life. If I'm 30, I probably need to be buying. If I'm 65, 70, and I've had it since I was 30, why not sell? You got to look at it and apply it to your life.
Right.
You know, I mean, we don't start working when we're 60 and act like we're retired for 30 years before that. I mean, you have to put things in perspective.
Speaking of 60, now you keep
and I
bringing
know
this
you're the
up.
birthday boy, so it's on my mind.
He just keeps bringing the word 60 up.
Happy birthday, SSC.
Oh gosh. Did we find anything in here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
The bottom two on one.
you betcha. You just
And that's that's another. Oh, we don't have that one, by the way.
No, I know.
Let me see if I can.
I'll let you do it.
You know, these Congos, Professor, they're bringing the dadgum money.
oh, I know it.
They're bringing the money, and this is an MS-69.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the 70s are just crazy to get a perfect one.
I like it.
Most of this silver here, you know, that's kind
That's
of
newy.
they have the numismatic collectability to them, even though they are 1 ounce of silver. Some of them can get pretty pricey on the premium. I try to get them, you know, where, you know me, I try to do a bunch of volume and keep the prices low. This is hard to do that on, but I try to keep them down, you know, where it's worth coming in here instead of going on eBay.
Well, that's why you have.
Yeah. But these are, you know, these are not your run of the mill, just junky old 1980 silver rounds. These are more collector values.
It's a Pegasus.
That is beautiful. Wow, that is beautiful. Wow.
That's the one I want.
Let me get a
Oh, is that the one?
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's
Isn't that
crazy.
cool?
Yeah, those are two different countries there that, you know, they've
Combined.
done that, and it's pretty. I don't know if you can, you know, show it in the deal, but you know, when you stack them like that, you know, where they come together, it's pretty neat.
That is cool.
And then the backs, they're the same thing.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this amazing coin.
Doing.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Look at that one. Is that a dome too?
Well, it's a super high relief. I mean, look at the thickness on the holder because it's so high relief. You know, it's a lot thicker even. But they do some of those. There's a lot of people that just collect high relief coins, you know, in this, and so there's a series of these out there. But
that is absolutely beautiful, and that's PF 69, proof 69, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Golly, there's more. What's that one?
This is these are Australian. You got your wedge tail eagle, the kookaburra, and then the kangaroo. No, it's here slaving.
Yeah, you were slaving while we were on the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Look at this.
this one right here, I just got it in, but it's in the government package. And speaking of the high reliefs, this is a high relief coin, and the government, works with NGC, and so this one is,
Oh my Lord.
and this one is a 70.
70.
This one's perfect.
Oh, golly, I wish we'd have got some more. What? Okay. All right. So, what kind of fiat money do you need on that? Holy
Well, it's
smokes.
5 ounces, so
Yeah, so
you got at
that's-
least the 5 ounces.
So that's 250-ish
this was
for the melt value, right?
Yeah, and
Look at that.
normally on something like this with all the frills and being perfect, I've got to have about $10 over spot. Now that sounds crazy,
Right, no,
but
I understand.
this has the collectability. So you're talking the silver plus about $50.
Yeah, that's gotta weigh 2 pounds just like that. That feels like it. Golly.
It's a cool coin.
That is, well, everybody, I got a dirty look from Mrs. SSC. So we probably won't get that today.
We do have a layaway plan.
Yes, but guess what? If somebody wants this bad boy that's watching today with the professor, he's got one.
And it's got all the government stuff with it. Yeah.
So all of our viewers, Professor, wanted me to ask a bunch of questions. So we're going to ask you, and then we're going to talk about some organs and some other things. But one of the viewers wanted to know, what do you think, while you're doing that, what do you think about platinum? I mean, what as an investment metal, do you think it's got potential to really skyrocket like it kind of has in the past?
I do. I tell you, it's gone up a little here recently, but platinum took a hit few years back, and it really went down, and it had a lot of it had to do with these guys stealing these catalytic converters, and they were using a lot of platinum in that.
Really, that instead of rhodium?
Well, years back, and so
platinum. Okay,
and then there were some other things, and then there were some changes made, and so it kind of took a hit, and it went down, and it's come back a little bit, but now it's down. It's kind of, I mean, if something happened and they, decided, well, we're going to go for titanium jewelry, and everybody was on board with that, gold would take a little bit of a hit.
Right.
Well, if you're putting it back, that's what you're always looking for, some kind of something to make it drop so you can buy it cheaper. Platinum is right there right now. If it was me, I mean, every time I get platinum in, platinum sells quick, and
really?
I don't get a lot of it in. Yeah, so I would buy it. I mean,
okay. Well, there's question number one. So hopefully, Rich answered your question to your liking. Let us know in the comments, everybody, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and hype the professor. He needs to be hyped every now and then. So the next question, do you belong to a coin club, and do you go to coin shows as a seller or a buyer?
Yes and yes. I'm a lifetime member of the Oklahoma Numismatic Association. In the past, I have been the board chairman for the Oklahoma City sponsored show, coin show. That is my affiliation with, a coin association. Here around El Reno, there's currently not a coin club. There's a lot of good coin clubs out there. I have some family reasons for why I don't try to get in the middle of all that, and I don't do coin shows anymore. We've got some health issues in the family with another family member, so I don't have a lot of extra time after the shop and some things. I do go. The last coin show I went to and set up at was Duncan, Oklahoma. I try to hit as many coin shows as I can, to just go see people and buy and sell. And coin shows are a great place to do that. If you haven't been to a coin show, you need to go. I didn't make it to the big one in Oklahoma City, but I had to have a foot surgery, and there wasn't any way I could go walk around, down there at the biggest show Oklahoma's probably ever had, because my foot was gimped up. So I was not happy I couldn't go. But
Well, my ADHD brain just came up with something.
what's that?
You're no longer the professor. You're peg leg.
Well, I have a new Indian name. I do have a little Choctaw Indian blood in me, and so I've been getting the kind of the name of Richard Nine Toes. So part of the surgery was I had to have a toe amputated. So
that's
rough deal, but hey, I'm good and everything's, you can't beat it.
Well, we're all happy about that. That's for sure. Next question. Allergies, guys. Excuse SSC. Y'all know I cough every morning. Do you have any art bars?
I have. Listen, I'm just going to say this out here, official. I think we've talked about some of this before, but people call art bars, and I'm not picking on anybody. That's not really a good term to use, because legally there's taxes involved and a bunch of things like that whenever there's any type of silver or gold or precious metals that you collect because of art, or it's not in the shape of a round or a bar. So the term art bar, it makes it confusing to some people. So just keep that in mind when we talk about art bars. Normally your art bars are going to be things that are just collectible bullion. Okay. And when you get into bullion, there's always that argument about, well, it's just silver and the intent is just to put it back as close to spot as possible. Mm-hmm. And we say this every time. You buy what you like. So if you like to collect bars with intricate art engraved on them and minted that way, or if they are older and kind of antique, get what you want. But I would advise against getting figurines and things that are not in the form of a round or a bar. The engraving and the minting, no problem, but the other stuff, you could have tax issues.
Okay, let's we're trying to move on here, guys, because we got other stuff to talk about here. This will be pretty quick and pretty easy. Should we invest in numismatics, and do the prices rise as metal prices rise?
Yeah. Again, that's a do what you want to do, because it's your money, and I highly advise people to, when you start collecting, get you some silver, get you some gold bullion. Start that way. That way you don't take a big risk on losing something that's got a high premium on collectability. But all of your old US gold, all of your old Morgan dollars and halves and things like that, you betcha. Silver goes up, gold goes up, they go up. That's why I always tell everybody that buys red books, don't use the price guide in the red book. The information is priceless, but they print those in August of the year before. And a good example is go back and check gold prices for gold coins in last year's red book compared to the actual melt value of that same coin, and the prices are off. So they definitely change with gold and silver going up and down.
Well, that's a good answer. Here's a good one. We got two more left, and then we get to talk about some cool stuff. If I get the 2025 limited edition silver proof set from the U.S. Mint, is it worth it to send it in and get it graded?
That's a really good question, because that has kind of a twofold answer. If you've been doing that in the past and you are collecting anything, whether it be mint sets, the silver sets, the Morgan and Peace, whatever it is, if your collection, you're trying to get all 69s, or you want all 70s, or you do PCGS or Annex or NGC, whatever, then by all means, I would do that, because it's your money and that's your collection. You want it that way.
Okay.
As far as the value goes, you're going to spend a little bit.
Right.
So
right.
You just got to keep that in mind.
Okay. Last question. So I'm buying precious metals throughout the year. Some places have receipts, some don't. If I sold it, are there any other taxes involved in these investments? Precious metals like gold, silver, probably.
And like I said, if it's a bar or a round, sales taxes, Oklahoma doesn't have any. You don't have to worry about Oklahoma. Their receipts, as far as receipts go, that's up to you. I don't know how a person, each and every person does their finances. I buy and sell silver and gold all the time here in the shop, and some people, they don't even ask for a receipt. Some do. I keep them because I've got to worry about my inventory taxes at the end of the year as a business. But personally, I keep a ledger of stuff that I paid for, so I know what my margin is. So 10 years from now, I'm not going to be able to remember it.
True.
And I keep it with my silver and my gold.
So if they sell a large quantity of silver, are they likelihood going to have to pay capital gains? I think they are, depending on how they do it, I guess.
Well, let me say this. If you have a coin collection and silver rounds, bullion, and gold rounds or bars, bullion, is a part of your collection, which fits underneath the definition of the law, and you have a baseball card collection and you inherited it from your grandpa or whatever, there wasn't any taxes there, and it didn't matter if it was his cards or his coins or whatever. And so if you get the opportunity to trade up or you need to sell one, I would just simply say, well, do you go talk to the tax man and voluntarily? I'm not saying skirt the law, but right now it's part of a collection. That's why I am so strict on stay under the law on the bars and the rounds, and don't be getting the little figurines and the bullets and all those things like they sell, because they're not, they can't be considered collectibles. And the difference between that is you hold it in your hand. You buy something through an investment house and it's on paper, you don't ever get it. The minute you go to sell it, they're going to do your tax work for you. But you know what? They don't call that a collection, and it's not defined under the law as a collection. And so I'm not an attorney, I'm not a tax man, and I'm not a financial advisor, but
You're the professor.
if you have a collection and something happened and you passed away or were in a car wreck or something, I do know whenever that goes to your children or whatever, they don't pay taxes on coin collection, baseball card, anything that's collectible. That's just kind of your stuff.
You don't have to pay inheritance.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So
Filming right now. So everybody, the professor wants to do a little edumacations on gold backs, because we know that there's a lot of skepticism on gold backs and actually true understanding of what they are and what they're used for. And by the way, he carries all of the Oklahoma gold backs. So if you're looking here in Oklahoma, especially Oklahoma City, to get some gold backs as we have today also, he's the one to come to. So look at the, golly, you've got 100, that's a big boy, 50, 25, 10. We got them all, fives, twos, ones, halves. So as you've researched, Rich, on all these gold backs and thoroughly, and
yeah,
there's a lot of skepticism.
a lot of skepticism, and I was part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I've been skeptical for a long time. And I said this the last time we talked about gold backs. It really doesn't matter what I think, because this is one of those things that's going to happen whether we like it or not. What I would like to talk about, though, is this. It's a falsehood that's going around that so many people buy into, and they want to say, well, there's a big premium on these. That's just flat not right. It is not right. It doesn't hold water. You have a form of currency here to do business by, and I don't know why there's so much. I don't know why it's so hard to grasp that if you bring me an ounce of silver, I grab my phone or my tablet and I tap to see what the exchange rate for US dollars for silver is, and then whatever you have, the denomination, we divide that so we know exactly what we're going to trade this silver for. These gold backs, they do have gold in them, and people say, yeah, but the 100 only has 1/10 of an ounce. And like today, the exchange rate closed yesterday at $7.93 per gold back. And so they say, well, you're paying, it's got 1/10 of an ounce of gold, you're paying almost $800, and I can go on eBay and get that for half price. Okay, well, that's fine. I could go get a silver dollar for $1, back in the 30s, and that, I mean, so what? Here's the principle. It's backed by gold, and everybody skips and other factors. There are other factors that are factored into this as a currency for us to be able to use in trade and to barter with and negotiate with. So the other factors always has to be considered. You can't just say, oh, they got a high premium, they're no good. That just doesn't work. Let's just say before 64, any of us older guys that, were out riding their bicycles or whatever before 64, we could take a quarter and we could go get a candy bar at the 7-Eleven. If you still had that pre-64 quarter in your hand right now, and merchants were doing like the intent on these gold backs, if they were using an exchange rate for the 90% silver quarter, guess what? You could still buy your candy bar and probably get a Coke too nowadays, because that type of currency has grown with inflation. And this has a lot of other factors that are not being thought about, talked about, or expressed that are built in to grow with inflation. This is new. This is brand new, and it hadn't really grown to the point where we don't even have, some people are collecting these because they just want one from every state. But if you take one of these to Florida or Wyoming or wherever, and it's an Oklahoma one, the exchange rate's exactly the same. The United Arab Emirates, from what I understand, they even have a couple of ATMs. There's ATMs in Utah. So this is a worldwide currency because of what it is. And the quicker everybody realizes that it's not about premium, it's about a different type of currency that's backed with precious metal within itself, and you go by the exchange rate, that eliminates that argument. And another thing that I want to say, and I know this is going to aggravate a lot of other dealers, and I'm not trying to aggravate anybody, because like I said, I was just as skeptical as anybody else. But when you see these gold backs online and they're $2 or $3 over the exchange rate, and then you have people that pay that, then you always have this turmoil out here being kind of caused because people are not using these the way they're intended. Now, collecting, that's completely different. If a person wants to collect it, do what you want to. But don't try to use this as its intended purpose and say, well, I had to pay $10 for mine on whatnot, and I took it to the pizza place up the road that says they use them, and they only give me $7.93
Exactly.
credit. Because that's, I mean, you can't take a $5 bill and go down to 7-Eleven and say, hey, give me a Red Bull, and then expect them to give you $10 in change. We think, well, that would be crazy. But this is the same principle. It would be crazy to pay $10 for a $5 bill. That would be crazy. And we can see that, but we're not recognizing that if the exchange rate for these is kind of like doing silver, you have to check your exchange rate, and the goldback.com, or get the app or go online. Every day they post an exchange rate, and if you have any questions, there's a button right to the side of that. Press that, and if you want to do a transaction, it converts US dollar to gold back, and it makes it very simple, and it tells you how much change to give in US dollars or gold backs.
Right.
And they've made it really simple. It's just we have a lot of people trying to give their opinion instead of the facts. And this is, like I said, I try to steer away from opinion, because if you want my opinion, I don't really like them. But I'm not silly enough to think that just because I don't like them, I'm going to change the world. That's not how it works. We've got to. We're in America, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might give you some thumbs down, but there are Christians in this world, and there are people that don't believe in God, and there are people that believe in other deities and things like that. But I think we can all agree that we don't like murder, theft, and things like that. So that's kind of like this stuff. There's all kinds of different negative opinions and positive opinions, but I think if we just kind of sit back and keep our opinions out of it, this is going to happen. And if it's intended to be used as an exchange rate per gold back, it's going to work. It's coming anyways. Just get ready. So I'm in that boat, and I'm not selling them for anything over the exchange rate, because that's not the intent. And I practice what I preach. If you don't believe that, come see me. Bring and exchange some US dollars for these, because that's what this is. If I sold Bitcoin, it would be the same way. Bitcoin has an exchange rate. Silver has an exchange rate. Gold has an exchange rate. Gold backs have an exchange rate. And we need to put it in that category and treat it like that. So.
Bingo. Mrs. SSC,
Yes.
what gold backs did you get? I was a little bit on the ADHD side.
I got a 1,
A 1, okay.
a 2,
A 2. Sesame Street, okay, 2.
and a 5.
And a 5. And
A Pegasus.
a beautiful MS69 Pegasus. Mr. Professor, happy Saturday.
Yes.
And
let me just say one more thing.
one more thing.
Go Sooners!
Yeah, Sooners, baby. SSC, the Professor, Mrs. SSC, guys, we are
out.